We have a question from Matt. Matt says this: on a recent episode of your podcast, on a very special episode of your podcast, you mentioned quality home gym setup would include a kettlebell, an ab wheel, and a suspension trainer of some type. Yeah, that's not bad. You can really get a lot of work done with just those three tools. I used to get my ab wheels just over this place called Ross Dress for Less. It's coming right up again. Right around January, they always have them on sale for $5 to $10. I used to buy 3 and 4 of those because we would break them in the gym. And then I moved to the Sornex ones with the wide, and they've got rollerblade wheels on them, and it's real wide and it's really sturdy. I'm a big guy. The people I train are big guys, so it makes sense. The component in that list that really jumped out to me was the ab wheel. My martial art training would really benefit from a stronger core, and my understanding is that ab wheel really helped me get there. Oh, it can. It's amazing. I use it for javelin throwers. I use it for just about anybody who comes in and is interested. So I bought a well-reviewed, reasonably priced one on a store that's named after a river in South America, assembled it, and took it out for a conservative test drive. I can feel the effects of my efforts in such a way that I know it's worth implementing. Which brings me to my question: how do I implement it? If I'm sticking at present with 3 days a week of hardstyle kettlebell and another 2 or 3 days of martial arts training, how would you recommend that I pepper in a little ab wheel to enhance the other things I am doing? Specifically asking about exercise types, training frequency, starting volume, and standard benchmarks. Well, listen, I think the ab wheel is amazing. It's one of those rare things that was advertised on TV that actually works. Now, let's just start off with a few warnings. First, if you overdeal the ab wheel in the beginning and you sneeze or fart, you might get that terrible abdominal cramp that's impossible. If you've ever had an abdominal cramp, it's the worst because it's real hard to stretch yourself out of it. So good luck. Generally, I recommend this, and it's not very much, but in our easy strength programs, I usually recommend either 1 set of 10 or 2 sets of 5. Personally, I like you to be in that cat-cow position, but where your lower back is really staying high, your lower back is staying high here. I'd like you to actually try to keep your arms straight. You're not trying to go for a lot of reps, so be as, I see people doing all this garbage and they're using momentum to get done. Doing them slower and much more focused seems to be a lot better than just getting a bunch of garbage reps in. Now, what I'd like you to do is a couple weeks of just 2 sets of 5 or 1 set of 10. And the reason is I think it's worse than squatting on the break-in. Now, if you've never squatted before, and I just have you squat with 20 kilos, 44 pounds, 45 pounds, you're going to be so sore for a couple days. Ab wheel, I think you can actually get dangerously sore. I'm not going to say you can get rhabdo, but you could. Idiots have probably gotten it doing the ab wheel. But I would like to see you keep your reps down and practice the movement. What I noticed is once I got kind of good just going straight away, just rolling it off to the sides really changed the rules. And of course, the ones I have, you can put your toes or your heels in them. I've done 1 set of that. So you dig your heels in it and you do a hip thrust where you pull your legs back. I don't know. Way in the off season, that's probably a good idea, for an athlete. I wouldn't do that anywhere near the season because the hit on the hammies was through the roof. But also you can put your toes in them. If I have my toes in them and my hands just on the floor, push-up position. We used to call those inchworms when I was doing this at the old gym. We call those inchworms. And that is really a fun exercise. There is another thing you can do is when you go for a walk with the ab wheel. Your mileage may vary on this one. The inchworm actually works kind of well, really. But it's where you go like this and you just kind of wheel it around. By the way, if you have children, they'll be doing that with your ab wheel before you even have a chance to teach him. So what I'd like you to hear is this. Be very conservative on the ab wheel in the first couple of weeks. Give yourself a little break-in period, and think about it more like even a step higher than squats with that break-in period. Give yourself a little bit more time. I've never heard of anybody getting injured doing the ab wheel, but I do know that there is that one kind of hernia. It's the one that comes through the umbilical hernia. And if you do have issues with that part of your body, just be extra careful if you have come from a family with a history of this kind of hernia or the umbilical hernia. I think it's a good idea not to push it too hard. I've had an umbilical hernia. Of course I have. Of course I have. And so I'm very, I tread very lightly when it comes to pushing this exercise too much too soon. I wouldn't worry too hard about, trying to get yourself up to, 300 reps or anything. But I think you could probably move to something standard like a 3 sets of 8 kind of thing after time. But 2 sets of 5, 1 set of 10 for a while. And then, tread slowly upward, okay? Good question, and thank you.